Hi, in this demonstration, I'm going to show you how you can import vehicle mileage directly into QuickBooks Desktop using Zed Axis. So you're likely to be watching this demonstration because you've got a large spreadsheet or a text file you've exported from another system that's been recording the vehicle mileage, and you're looking for a way to get that into QuickBooks Desktop without spending many hours using manual data entry to get that in. So once the data is in QuickBooks, then you'll probably be wanting to use that to either reimburse employees for their mileage claims, or you'll be wanting to use job costing to bill the mileage onto a client for a particular customer or a customer job within QuickBooks. For both of those scenarios, I'm going to show you the important fields that you'll need to record when importing that data into QuickBooks. So for the first case, let's have a look at this. We're going to import the vehicle mileage for to reimburse employees. We're going to need to know the vehicle name, and that needs to match what's in QuickBooks. And we'll also need to have either the odometer start and end or the total mileage for that trip. Then, if we're looking to bill a client on a customer job for that mileage, then you'll need to have expanded information of the customer job and how that appears in QuickBooks, as well as the service item that you'll be charging this under, so we can get a billable rate. And then that all will flow into the reimbursable charges and billable and expense charges that can be added to invoices when billing customers in QuickBooks. So what I'm going to do now is switch to the desktop, and let's have a look at how Zed Axis takes those hours from an Excel sheet and gets those into QuickBooks. So I've opened QuickBooks Desktop and opened the company file I want to import the vehicle mileage into. So before we start, let's have a look at a vehicle mileage entry to determine the fields that we're really going to need to import and have match up with what we have in QuickBooks. So the first field we're going to look at is the vehicle. So that's the name of the vehicle that's in QuickBooks, and we need to match the data that we're importing with that. Then we're going to either import the odometer start and odometer end, or we're going to import the total miles. So QuickBooks will obviously calculate the total miles if we do the start and end mileage. Further, if we're looking to get the billable or job costing detail on the mileage into QuickBooks, we're going to need to specify the customer job, and then we'll need to match one of those in the list there, as well as the item. So for example, we might be importing delivery charge or freight that will need to be put against that. Now obviously we can add some more detail in here regarding a class if you're using class tracking, or in addition we can put in some notes to describe the type of vehicle mileage that's been recorded. Alright, so that's the fields that we'll need to import. Now I'm going to open Zed Axis, and I'm going to make a connection to my QuickBooks company file. So once we have a connection, we click on the Import tab, and I'm going to browse to the file that contains the mileage that we're going to import into QuickBooks. So I've got a sample text file here. Now we obviously support Excel formats as well. So if you have tab delimited, comma separated value type bars, we can import those as well as Excel. So I've got a vehicle mileage one here. I'm going to select that and click open. So within that file, we've got the first row contains a header row of what's in each column. So that's a column header. And then we have repeating rows of vehicle mileage data. So there we've got a vehicle name, we've got a customer, item class, date, start, end, an odometer reading. So I'm showing you a combination of those types of entry here. So once we have that data, we're going to need to create a mapping. So what the mapping does is it tells Zed Axis which column in the import file should go against which field in QuickBooks. So what you'll see on the left hand side are all the fields in QuickBooks for vehicle mileage, and then we're going to match them up here against what we have in our import file. So we just go through that process. Now the fields that are marked in yellow are the mandatory fields, so the ones that we're definitely going to need. But we'll just, in this instance, we're just going to map as many as we can because we've got a full data set. So now I've mapped all the fields. What we can do is give the mapping a name. So that we can recall that and use that on subsequent imports. So we don't need to do the mapping each time. So I'll click Save. And you'll notice the headers on all the columns have changed. And you can see what data is going to be brought into QuickBooks. We also have the opportunity, if we want to modify some of this, we can add data in this grid if we want to. So when we're ready, click on the Import button. Axis will validate the data to make sure it's in the correct format and then begin the process of directly importing that into your QuickBooks company file. So when it's finished, you'll get a success message and you can now see we've entered those vehicle mileage charges. So if we go into QuickBooks, the mileage that we've just entered to this invoice, and there. So that's very simply how you can use Zed Axis to import vehicle mileage from a text file or Excel file directly into your QuickBooks company file for use with customer billing or reimbursable mileage.